So guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here you see the PlayStation PS5 Dualsense charging station, $29. This is the regular price that it costs currently at GameStop. I don't know if it's more anywhere else, but it's $29 at GameStop. I did save a couple dollars, so I had like a $5 coupon off and a couple other little dollars, little straggler dollars here and there from shopping with them. So I did get it for a pretty fair price, but for the average person, $29.99. And this does charge the PS5 controllers, similar to the video I just did not too long ago, the UC or UC, however you say it. They have a 5 below charging dock. I wanted to compare the two to see how much better this one is to a generic model and see which one's worth buying. Now, with that being said, not going to waste your time. Look in the description for the timestamps to skip to the part that you want. Let's get right into this review. So I already took the pleasure of taking everything outside of the box so you wouldn't have to see me fumble with it. You have your instructions right here for the Dualsense. We'll go over that in a little bit as long as it's needed. This is the Dualsense itself. This is the actual charger port for the docking station for the controller. Now, just so you know, when you do open this box up, this comes in two pieces right here. You have the charger itself, as you can see, and then you have this piece that fits into the wall. Make sure you don't lose either or. Also, if you flip this docking station underneath, you can see the charger port right here. So you just plug this in like so. Make sure this is facing outward. That way, when you plug this in, it can sit just fine without tipping over or anything. If you place it the opposite way, it won't press all the way in and you'll get no power to your charging station. So from what I'm looking at, it looks like the controllers actually fit on top of this. And I don't know if you press it down or not, but this part is I'm not going to say it's spongy, but it's clicky. So I'm assuming that the controller sits on top of it. You press it in and it actually snaps on, or the contacts meet each other and then start charging your controller. But so far, I think it's pretty cool looking. I mean, it's not anything out of the ordinary. You can definitely tell that this is for the PS5, obviously, based on the weird plate design that the PS5 has. But, I mean, it looks pretty premium, in my opinion. You got the PlayStation symbol right here, so you're going to more likely face it this way, where the PlayStation symbol is. Put it next to your system or wherever you desire to charge your controllers, and then you're good to go from there. Now, more importantly, let me show you how to actually charge this guy in real time. So I have the two controllers for you, him and her. My wife likes the purple one, so I got that for her. And the white one came with the system. It is what it is, right? I'm more of an Xbox guy, as you can see. More PC games, so, you know, I like my heavy-duty controllers where you can slam them down if you're angry. Now, I don't do that, though, but at least the option's there, right? So this is how you charge it. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with battery chargers. Some of the cheaper ones require you to place your controller upside down and it plugs in through the USB-C. That's not the natural way. You may see docks like that and say, well, that's how PlayStation intended. That's actually not the case. Right here, like we talked about earlier in the video, this is the contact point. You see how it clicks? Just remember that click. Now, when you place the controller in, I'm going to show you guys. Press it in, move that out of the way, right? And boom, charged. When you hear that click, it latches in place and your actual controller is currently charging right now. I'm going to do it for the front one, show you guys again. You kind of just keep it at an angle, press it in right here, and then tilt it forward. And it fits right in, and now it's charging. That simple, that easy. It doesn't require any more steps. That's why I said it's not really necessary for me to read these instructions. And the good thing is that with other charging docks, they tend to want you to plug them into the wall, or you can plug them into the actual system itself and just keep it connected. Versus this one has its own power cable, so you don't even have to have this in the same room as your PlayStation if you didn't want to. Or if you have a particular gamer setup with like so many people, you can put this to the side, on the side of the TV where it's not, what's the word? Covering your big screen, so it's easy for you to just pop it on the controller like this. You know, you're done playing, place it down, tilt it forward, it snaps in, locks in. Do that to the second one, locks in, good to go. Fast, easy, simple. You can't go wrong with that. It only takes a couple hours to charge your controller from 0 to 100%. That's from the actual specifications from me looking online. Personally, my PlayStation controller has never died. I've never had a controller that actually died from lack of battery. So, you know, paranoia, I guess. I don't want to die in the middle of a battle. But so far, this seems pretty good. And I can't imagine anyone really having an issue with this. And the good thing is that you still have the option to charge it from the top port. And this port is not being damaged. Too many of those other chargers have you press it upside down, and what ends up happening is that you end up scratching the housing of your controller, which takes away from the beautify process. And quite frankly, I want my thing to stay fresh until the day I get rid of it. Now, with that being said, hey, is this worth the asking price? We'll let you know in the next section. So the question people may ask in this video is this actually worth the asking price? Now, 1000% yes it is. $29 in my opinion doesn't seem to be that bad to keep your controllers in near perfect condition. Now I want to show you the reason why I'm saying that this is good. This is the Sony one. As you already know, for people that skipped this part or skipped the rest of the video and came to the conclusion, let me show you one more time. You place this in the slot right here, right? And then you tilt it forward. It clicks down, it automatically locks in, your controller is charging. Now, the other video I did was the Dualsense, or this was a Five Below product. Instantly, you can tell the difference. If you look at the contacts here and you look at the contacts here, this is USB-C. You can plug your controller through USB-C, through the PS5, or through any USB-C outlet, or you can just use the docking station, which most people will probably want a decent docking station because it's just easier to take your stuff, especially if you're a huge gamer. You don't want to keep fumbling with cords. Someone may take the cord out and use it for their own personal cell phone, you know, that type of thing. This solves that problem. In addition to that, it keeps your USBs for your PlayStation completely open. Remember, you get 4 of them. Now, I'm going to show you this. Now, there was a viewer on the channel that said something that made me laugh, and he was absolutely right. He or she. Apologize if I don't know your race. I mean, it's not your race, your sex. Or the race, for that matter. He said that this one scratches the controller, and he's absolutely right. It will scratch your controller if you're not careful. Let me show you what I mean. You have to flip this upside down, make these two contacts, the one here and the one here, meet, right? So let me do that slowly. And even though I know how to do it, that's how it fits in. Your controller will light up, and then your controller is just charging, right? And you can just leave it anywhere. But I also want to say, if someone knocks this over, it's possible that your port might get damaged, versus fitting it right here and then pressing forward and boom, it's just locked in. And then when you're just ready, just lift the controller up. There's no resistance, there's no nothing. With this, you're gonna have to actually hold this down, right? Let me just place it in real fast. All right, see how I was just fumbling with it for a moment? That's gonna cause scratches, especially if you have a controller of a different color that's not white. And in order to pull it out, I'm just gonna, oh, so it does pop out. I guess it does pop out pretty well. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But the point is that this just doesn't, you have a higher probability of your controller breaking if you're not careful with the port, versus spending $30, having this probably for the rest of your PlayStation's life, and this is going to charge it. Whether it's your controller, whether it's someone else's controller, whether you have multiple PlayStations inside the house, you still have the option to plug it through USB-C on the top if you want to charge it. It's just nice to have. And granted, I would have wished that this would come with the system, especially since the system was $499. But when you look at the history of game systems, it's around the price tag of what you would be paying anyway, and it does come with a Blu-ray player and all this other technology. So, you know, I'll just ramble on with my complaints. They're not that important. But yes, this is definitely worth $30. Anyway, with that being said, like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.